What's up, guys? Today is a very, very exciting day. I gave you guys a challenge yesterday, and that was to get 15,000 likes on the video before it hit 50,000 views, and I would reveal the secret build. And you guys did it, and I'm a man of my word, and this is extremely exciting because this car, probably one of the cars that I've wanted for the longest time, and like having this a secret. I've had the car, I feel like, for almost a month now, and trying to like keep it out of videos and keep it a secret has been very difficult. So this is kind of how things are gonna play out in this video, right? We're gonna walk over and we're gonna go utilize the BC parking lot because it has really nice lighting there, and I'm gonna do my best. I got like a dolly. I'm gonna try to make a really like artistic montage for the initial reveal. We'll go drive it around a bit, and then we'll pull it back in the shop, and we'll kind of do a walk around, and I'll talk about it, and maybe some brief plans, and we can talk a little bit more about the story behind this thing because I'm really excited. I hope you guys are excited too. This is a big time. This is a big moment. I'm pumped. That was a great way to end the montage.
Oh man!
Thanks for the drive-bys, Marco.
I've not used the right-hand drive.
What do you think about her?
It's amazing. I'm scared.
He drove her for like 2 seconds in the parking lot. Fastest car you've ever driven?
I don't know about all that, buddy. I don't know about all that. I'm just kidding.
Are you daily in your race car?
Yeah.
You crazy.
You do it every day.
All right, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. I know a lot of you guys had a feeling about this, but we did it. We got ourselves a chaser. This thing is unreal, if you guys couldn't tell from the montage. Which, by the way, that was like, kind of like, you guys know that I don't really do stuff like that often, so if you appreciated that little montage, it was just me doing my best with this little slider thing that I've had forever that I never use. Look at the pearl in the paint. God, I love this car. It's so good. Obviously, this isn't my like super original reaction since I've been sitting on this car for a little while now, but like this, like I can die happy now. I own a chaser. I mean, I have a GZX100 in Japan, but like this here, you guys know me. You guys have seen this car before. You guys have seen this car. I showed it to you at Orlando Speed World. I showed it to you at the open house. Little did you know it was mine. So before it gets dark, I'm gonna throw some GoPros in the car. I'm actually gonna mic it up too for you guys, and we'll go rip around the block and talk about it a little bit, and then we'll go in the shop and I'll show you guys some more details like under the hood, interior, etc. And we'll just talk about this car because this is special. Happy Adam. Merry Christmas. All right, guys, we're gonna take this thing for a little stroll. Pardon me if it's a little dark in here. It is getting kind of dark. I'm running out of daylight, but I wanted to take it for a quick drive rather than just showing you the car because this thing is really cool. And I feel like it's important to take it for a drive. So, what you guys already know, it's a chaser, okay? What you kind of know is that we've had the car for a while now. Now, I think you guys know I've wanted a chaser for a while, so much so that I actually built my Skyline because I wanted a chaser, and it was supposed to kind of be like a chaser because I didn't want to pay the price the chasers go for. Mind you, I was just kind of caught up over like Japan chaser pricing. This thing sounds so cool. So in the States, I was like, man, it's way too much money for a chaser. But the price just kept going up and up and up the longer I waited. I've been in the market for about a year. This one came up locally. My chaser bug was kind of a little hot since I was just in Japan. And I was like, you know what, why don't you bring the car out to OSW? So he brought the car out, I checked it out, and it was one of those things where it's like, man, this is literally the cleanest chaser I've ever seen. And even though I wanted to wait till next year to do this, I kind of went for it. And it's been really, 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 really hard to keep it a secret because of the fact that this car is one of my dream cars to own here. So to have it and not be able to talk about it, my logic was, like I said, I don't know if I said it in this video or in the last video, I wanted to kind of wait until I had a bunch of parts on deck so I could like kind of just go ham with JZX videos. All right, we'll do a quick pull real quick. Ready? So it might sound really fast because we were just spinning like first through third there. It's not really fast, it just still has an open diff. So that actually is one of the things that has come in already. Also, side note, I guess this is a common JZX thing. The turbo sounds like a dying squirrel sometimes, and I think it's hilarious. We'll talk about what my plans are with this car and kind of like my intentions about it. Well, I guess we can talk about it now, right? So, the logic behind this car. JZX is great drift car, great street car, very comfortable. You guys know I've been spending a lot of time in Connecticut. When it comes to summertime, I want to have a car that I can drift up there, that I can just drive to the track, so I don't have to worry about getting my truck and trailer up there every single time. So I can just street drive this to events, and it'll just be a simple, reliable build. I know we say that a lot, and I know you guys will probably think once I tell you my plans that it's not a simple, reliable build, but I think it's going to be. I'm very excited for this car. Man, there's so much to talk about. I don't even know where to start. Obviously, it's a little bit of a stancy boy car right now, and that's going to change because I don't like driving Super Slam cars because I feel like I can't enjoy them. This car is set up really, really well, and it doesn't rub as much as you think it would for being slammed to the ground, but it doesn't really have much tire under it, and it's a little bouncy, but it's comfortable. But I've got, if you guys remember, when I was in Japan, brought back a ton of parts. When I was at Power Vehicles, I thought it would be smart to get a bunch of JZX parts from Andy. That way I don't have to pay a bunch of money shipping them over, and that's why I had like 5 suitcases worth of parts. So, and that was before I even got the car. I was like, at that point I was like, I'm getting one, I'll find one, and I found one. So, there's a lot of really cool little things about this car. I'm excited to go bring it back to the shop so I can film like another little montage showing you guys inside of the car and little random tidbits here and there. But this car actually did not come with a VVTi Turbo 1J. This is an Avant. So this is actually, I don't know if you'd say it's a luxury version, but there's wood grain. It's not like the Tourer V-Spec with the cool yellow carbon fiber. That's probably the only thing that's a bummer about the car is that it has like wood grain and like gray dash and stuff, which I'll show you. So the car actually came with the NA 1J, and the previous owner swapped the VVTi 1J in, which would normally be something that would kind of make me a little bit hesitant toward a car. I don't really like things that are tampered with. I've learned my lesson a million times with stuff like that. But the guy that I got it from is actually pretty well known in the Orlando and like kind of Florida area. He does really nice work, and you can tell that he put a lot of care into this car. And I actually remember when this car was brought over what it was, because it was actually offered to a few of our friend group, and he's had it, I don't know, maybe 2 years? And he's done a really nice job with this, as you guys will see when we pull back into the shop. And it's a really, really nice starting platform. I always have kind of tried to get these bargain cars, right, that are super cheap, and usually every single time it bites me in the butt. There's a blown up engine, or it's all hacked together and stuff. And this car, I paid a very fair price for, but it definitely wasn't on like the low end of the market. And I think that I will be happy that I picked up this car when all is said and done. Now I can show you the inside. If you already weren't hyped on this car, maybe those couple shots in the dark warehouse made you stoked on it. I've had this camera forever, but I never use it just because I'm always too lazy to like properly get all the settings right and everything. But with that lens, this thing really looked pretty awesome in here. I will start with a brief walk around on the car, and I'll kind of explain what I do know about it. The previous owner, Mike, did a really nice job on this car, as you guys can tell. A lot of cool little things. T7R wheels, 18, 9.5, maybe plus 10 or plus 15, whatever the lower offset is. Very, very aggressive for a stock body chaser, as you can see, hence the stretch tire. Looks really good though, and honestly, the whole reason I went bronze on the S13 is because I was like, if I do bronze, then I can take these wheels from this car and use them as drift spares, and I'll have matching wheels. Because eventually I want to get different wheels for this car, only just because these are way too aggressive for what I want to use the car for. Also, another huge selling point of this car for me is the fact that it has a Vertex body kit, which is rad, right? Because obviously if I bought a Chaser and I had to get a body kit shipped over, it would be pretty expensive. But the fact that it was painted really, really nicely, and it flows super, super well with the car. Very clean. Very nice looking, definitely my style. This paint, believe it or not, is OEM paint. It is in phenomenal condition. That's one of the reasons why Mike actually picked this car. This car was an automatic, like I said, NA 1J, but the paint was so nice on it and it was so clean that that's why he picked the car. And that's why I picked the car from him. So, it's sick. But anyway, on the outside, nothing too special. As you guys could see, he did like HIDs and some cool yellow fogs. And it has some aftermarket taillights and crazy little hot boy exhaust. But other than that, she's fairly simple for now. We'll pop the hood and go under there. Man, this thing's so cool. I love it. This is kind of our little walk around, if you will. A lot cleaner than my JZX over in Japan. So, again, what's really surprising me, all OEM paint, still super clean. Obviously, he was able to clean it nicely since he swapped this VVTi 1J in. But under the hood, everything's pretty much stock, minus an intake and a cool little Blitz front mount. If you're not familiar with the VVTi 1Js, I want to say they make somewhere around 300 wheel when you have the boost up on them. This car, I don't know how much boost it's running. Probably close to a bar. I don't know though, I didn't really pay much attention. Looks like he's got a little nipple just bleeding off some boost rather than a boost controller. But a nice little boost tee, just bleeding out. That basically just tricks the car so it runs a little bit more boost. Same way a boost controller works. But other than that, it's fairly clean under here, simple, still stock as a rock. What's interesting though that you can't see is the fact that, like I said, this car wasn't auto, and what's I don't know if it's way cheaper, but a cool option to do that is becoming popular here with JZXs, thanks to Collins, is the fact that this car has a CD09 in it, which is pretty cool. A lot nicer than an R154. Not super crazy about the shifter, but this car is 6-speed. I'm gonna probably put a different shifter in it. Also, the gearing on this car, I told you guys it has an open diff. The gearing's really short because of the CD. So what I ended up doing, one of the videos that we'll be doing, I got an LSD, like a LSD core, and then I got a manual IS300 diff. I don't remember the exact ratio that it is, but it's gonna make, maybe it's a 3.7, and then what's in here now is maybe like a 4.1. I don't remember off the top of my head. If I remember while I'm editing, I'll put like the exact specs in. But the IS300 diff should like make this feel perfect with a nice little longer gears. Interior wise, this is probably my least favorite part about the car. I did find someone else selling black door cards, but finding all the black dash pieces and everything is gonna be kind of tough. I brought over some trim if I want to do the Tourer V trim. I don't know how it'll flow with the rest of the interior, but that's the least of my concerns. This thing's cool though. If you notice, one thing, I've never seen this before. I don't know if this is common or not, or if it's only on Avance, and that's why this has it. This car actually has a digital cluster. Check it out. It's the weirdest looking thing ever, because it kind of like moves when you look at it. And what's cool, I think the speed sensor on these cars is in the diff. Oh, is it not gonna work when I put the IS300 diff in it? Oh, that would be sad. Maybe I can take the like internals and put them in this diff. I don't know. This needs to work. But anyway, usually when I have a CD in all my cars, I can't have a working speedometer because the speed pickup is in the trans and it doesn't communicate well. But this has a working speedometer, which is really, really cool. Definitely cool little fancy extra bit. These gauges, super, super baller. They still need to be set up. Some of them are missing sensors. That's why they're flashing and going crazy. I think he just installed these. These are not cheap. And they look really, really cool. And if you look on the back side too, they're lit up. So you can see all the Greddy logos from that side of the car. But it's got a boost gauge, oil pressure, oil temp, and water temp. Got a cool JDM GPS. But he did actually wire it up so you can just plug in iPhone in here, which is cool. So I can leave this. Pretty fancy. He did a really nice job. Like, look how cool this little panel he made is. Very tasteful. Seats are basically sofas. And I feel like that's just about it. Still's got OEM rain guards. These things are tight. Even the OEM bumper door guards. Actually, I don't know if these are OEM. I think they are. but these are sick. But anyway, this is my new Chaser. The sound on this car isn't perfect yet. I'll do a quick like exhaust clip before we close the video out. I think these cars sound the best just when they're straight piped. This one I think has some sort of resonator or muffler in it, and it kind of takes away some of the rasp that 1Js have that I like, but it still sounds pretty cool. If you're worried that I'm gonna ruin this car with like a livery or make it look dumb, I promise you, this car's gonna stay clean. It's gonna be street car style. Ah, man, this thing's so sick. Anyway, hope you guys are very stoked on this build. Do I have any more details or anything that I wanna share in this video? I guess just leave questions or comments, and when I'm doing the install videos for the next 2 videos, I can talk about it more, because I'm sure there's a million things that I've missed with this car. It's been really tough keeping it a secret, especially with how excited I am about this thing. But anyway. I'm so stoked. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you are as stoked as I am, because we got a Chaser. Now I don't have to keep it under a cover, and I can just look at it in the shop. Look at it. I love this thing. Okay, thanks. Bye.